MMA lock of the night here, letting you guys know if you're looking for the full episode of Propping You Up, it's on the odds.com website. The link is in the description below, so make sure you guys go check that out. Let's keep things moving along. Another short notice fight on tap here. We got Timur Valiev against Martin Day. Martin Day stepping in on short notice. First off, props to Martin Day for taking this fight. The guy's on a pretty bad skid right now. He's 0-3, winless in the UFC, and steps in here to possibly save his job. And I say that even if he loses, I think it would be hard pressed for the UFC to be like, peace out, dude. You know, you're doing us a favor here, coming in as a pretty hefty underdog here. You're like plus 300. You're pretty much being brought in to lose to keep Valiev, active here. Minus 370, like I said, for Timur Valiev, plus 310 for Martin Day. I think people might be reading a little bit too far into Valiev's last fight against Trevin Jones. The guy had him hurt, almost finished him, literally threw everything, including the kitchen sink at this guy, still was not able to put him out. And you don't really see that normally from Valiev. That's a very uncharacteristic trait or scenario that we saw him in that fight. Because in that second fight, in that second round, we see him go out there. Obviously looks depleted. He definitely emptied the gas tank in that first round. And then Trevin Jones catches him with a nice shot, puts him out. Martin Day, good technical striker, but just makes these bad fight IQ decisions that you're just like, dude, what's wrong? Like his fight with Davy Grant, literally getting hit with the same combination the entire fight. And then in the third round, that same combination is the one that puts him away. Like he does nothing to try to adjust to the combinations that Davy Grant's throwing at him. Then his next fight, Anderson Dos Santos, gets up after getting taken down, gets up and for some reason decides to, I'm going to turn into a wrestler. Takes this guy, picks him up over his head and tries to drop him to the ground. And in doing so, leaves his chin or his neck on a silver platter for BJJ Black about Mr. Anderson Dos Santos, who takes that neck home with him. Here, I think he's pretty much all matched everywhere. I think Valiev is the better striker, has much better versatility to his madness in terms of his striking. Likes to spin every now and then, but he makes his bread and butter with his wrestling as well too. He can take the fight to the ground. He can ground you out. Most of his wins have come via decision. That's the type of fighter that people should expect when you're watching a Timur Valiev fight. And Martin Day seems like a pretty prototypical opponent for a guy for Valiev to go out there and do exactly just that. So I like Valiev here. The price tag's a little bit too wide for me. I don't mind if you go out there and parlay him at that minus 370 line, but I think we're going to see a much safer approach from him here, just for him to go out there and get his hand raised. I don't think he's worried about potentially having chin issues. Again, I truly think that was due to the fact that he was absolutely emptied the gas tank in that first round against Trevin Jones. So Valiev via decision is the spot that I'm looking at, and it's plus 185. That's not too shabby. I don't mind that line at all. How do you see in this fight?
Valiev was definitely a decision guy. I mean, throughout the course of his career, he's got finishing ability, but for the most part, when he takes on decent level of competition, these fights are more often not going to decision. And then, the Trevin Jones fight, it's like he is a dynamic striker. And listen, he's a dynamic striker. He loves to throw everything. He'll throw spinning attacks, he'll throw wheel kicks, he'll throw axe kicks, he'll throw rangy strikes, he'll throw all types of things in his arsenal, right? But you never see him just go out for a first round finish. Now he's like a 6-1 favorite over Trevin Jones. Everybody and their mom thinks he's going to win. He goes out there, he puts a beating on Trevin Jones in that first round. And then the second round, was it that he was tired? Very possible. Was it that he was like, oh, this isn't working, so I'm going to go to plan B, and that's pace myself off, and got caught off guard? Like, I don't know. But he got caught by a nasty right hook, and Trevin Jones put him down. And Trevin Jones is a legit fighter for sure, but I just don't think people thought Valiev was going to lose in that manner. And so now coming back in any fight, you got to think, okay, does he have a chin issue? Could he get caught? The guy's name's Timur Lucky Valiev. That seemed unlucky like a UFC debut as far as I'm concerned. Just got caught by that shot. But it's important to note that Trevin Giles ended up getting a no contest out of it when he popped from marijuana. It was when I was in high school. They always used to say, if you take the test, if you study for the test high and you take the test high, then you're going to get high scores. So this guy trains for the fight high. He fights the fight high, and he gets high results. First round, second round KO.
He probably signed a contract high.
Who am I fighting? Who am I fighting? Tim UFC? Value? I'll fight Tim Value. All right, sign me up. And then boom, catch this guy. And then the next day when you're like, what happened yesterday? Boom, I just defeated this man. Huge win. Unfortunately, bullshit no contest is what it is. But Valiev, at least it does a little bit. You got to be worried. Martin Day, He just doesn't look like he's got the skills. I mean, he's a Taekwondo black belt. You see lots of flashes of that flashy striking, glimpses of it. You know, he's another guy that'll throw spinning attack, but he doesn't pace himself. Similar to Valiev in his debut, sometimes he'll just go out there and kind of unload his strikes, throw some of these spinning attacks at the wrong time, get taken down, or he'll just kind of blow his load and get tired. And you know, I coined it on the term on Dogger Pass last week. In Canada, as a hockey player, it's called the Gordie Howe hat trick, right? You score a goal, you get an assist, you fight a guy. That's their Gordie Howe hat trick, because Gordie Howe, that's how he would have done it. So this is the Martin Day. You get 3 fights in the UFC, you get submitted, you get knocked out, you drop a decision. That's the Martin Day. Like, he just hasn't given a very good account of himself. The Pingyu Liu fight, that's his debut, probably his best look, right? Loses a split decision, relatively close fight. But Davy Grant, man, Davy Grant was way too much for him. And by the way, I was on Team Davy Grant there, sizable underdog to Martin Day. But he's able to tire this guy out and eventually knocks him out of all things. Davy Grant knocks him out of all things. And then his last fight against Anderson dos Santos. Again, Anderson dos Santos doesn't have any striking. He's very flat-footed, doesn't move his head, but he is a BJJ black belt, and he is real strong. And like, why go to that? Why fight that fight with him? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Now you're taking a short notice fight against Timur Valiev, who, by the way, is one of the chief sparring partners for Frankie Edgar, who you're going to see in the co-main event. It's like, does this not scream you want Timur Valiev? And then if it didn't, maybe it didn't, Martin Day's moving up weight class to take this fight. So now it does. Now it does. You take Timur Valiev. I agree.
Yeah, no, I love Timmy in the spot for sure as well.